Well, I started getting this silicone in and then lost all my footage, so we're going to have to do this again. But to start with, I'm going to kind of work backwards. We've already cut the glass. We set it in here, and then you want to at least 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch against the glass and the cabinet door, or any kind of door for that matter. And then what you do, then you run a bead of silicone on top of that against the door. And the reason you do it that way is because if you ever have to take this glass out, it's just a matter of cutting the silicone against the glass and the door. Because if you put it under the glass, in other words, if you put the silicone in there first and then put the glass on top of it, you're going to damage the front part of your cabinet door trying to replace the glass. This way, if you do any damage at all, it's on the back side of the door, and you can easily touch it up. And then also, before you put the glass in, you want to put a little bit of silicone, or you can use Scotch tape, a couple of pieces of Scotch tape on top of each other, on top of the metal staples, because metal staples and metal and glass do not mix at all. So you want to make sure you've got something over that. Now what I normally do, if I'm in a hurry, then I'll use Scotch tape, but if I'm not in a hurry, I'll just put me a little dab of silicone on there and then let it sit for about an hour, and then come back and lay your glass in there. But if you're in a hurry, and put your piece of tape over that. Just be sure you don't push too hard on the glass to where the tape will let the staples come through. Right now we're gonna, since I got silicone all over this thing, we're gonna recut this glass. I'm gonna dry cut this first. I just need to get rid of this silicone on that side. So we got something else to work with. So we're just gonna dry cut that, and then I'm gonna show you a little trick that I learned years ago. One thing else I forgot to tell you. When you get your marks on your glass, like you get a mark here, and then you come up here and get your mark, and you put your straight edge across there, but then you have to remember there's a distance between the edge of your cutter and the wheel. So you need to be sure that when you put your straight edge across there, that you bring it back the distance so that your center of your cutter is in the center of that mark. Because if you put it on the mark, then what's going to happen, your glass is going to be 1/8 of an inch too big. So you got to remember that, or just put your marks 1/8 of an inch back. Either way. And then of course the problem I always have is I'm sitting here trying to cut this glass, and then every once in a while my guide will move and I won't see it till I get close to the end. And so I don't even do that anymore. What I do is I just take a mark with my straight edge, get me a mark on there, then I'll just freehand that. But the first one we're going to do, we're just going to get rid of this silicone, so I'm just going to put me a mark here. And we'll get rid of that one first. Then I'll come back and show you the trick. Okay, slide it over to the edge. It's your piece of cardboard or something. And then a rag. Let that mark right on the edge of a dowel or piece of lumber. And this is usually what happens. Now this is double strength. This is a lot harder to cut than single strength. Single strength, you usually don't have that problem. Okay, but now I'm going to show you another way. This right there, you put a little oil on your mark. Doesn't need to be much. Same thing, just go right down your mark. Move it over to the edge. Get your cardboard or whatever. Well, something didn't work right. But these little notches in the glass cutter, that's what this is for. And then you break that off. But it's a lot easier with some oil on there than free-handed. Well, good luck with your project. I'm going to try it one more time. Line that over. Now that worked a whole lot better. I guess because I let it set a little bit longer. Alrighty. Of course, always wear gloves and safety glasses. I was cutting such a small piece that I was able to cover the whole thing up with this piece of cardboard. But no matter, you get a piece of glass in your eye or your finger or something, it's very painful. Alrighty.